So something came out today, and it was a message for a lot of people. Okay, forgive me, my throat's getting dry right now of all days. It's too late to drink any more tea, so anyways, um, one of the many readings I do is love readings where it's the message is, where one person likes the other person doesn't. Forgive me, I'm tripping on my words. It is Mercury retrograde. I cannot speak. Mercury retrograde has been kicking my butt this time around. Usually it doesn't affect me, but this time it is. So one of the things that has come up is I want you guys to understand, okay? Life isn't about trying to force someone to love you. Sometimes life is about being you. Just being who you are. If you're around someone who cannot accept you as you are, walk away. One of the worst things you can ever do. Hang on one second, you guys. I'm sorry, I wanted to light some incense because it's been the entire weekend I have not lit any incense. And it's been kind of just been one of those days where I haven't really been wanting to do anything. So I literally got one video done today, and that's it. And that's all I can do right now. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I keep getting the same message over and over and over again. Okay, you've got to stop chasing after the wrong person. If somebody doesn't like you back and they tell you, they don't lead you on, be graceful enough and say thank you for telling me. It's not about forcing someone to love you. It's not about revenge. It's not about hating somebody because they can't love you back the way you love them. Okay? Now, if they don't tell you and they lead you on and they flirt with you, then yes, you have a right to be upset, but you also have a right to move on. And the reason I say that is because so often I get these questions from the younger generation. Why did he choose the other person? Well, there's nothing wrong with you. It's because it wasn't meant to be. One of the things that I take great pride in, I'm sorry, I just saw someone up there. It's weird, when I do these readings, I see things out of the corner of my eye, and it's like, it's there. I literally saw a face right there. And this is my incense. You see the smoke, that's incense. But I literally saw a face right above my screen right now. That just kind of creeped me out. And I do live in Tucson, and the land here is just haunted. There's just no other way around it. Just some really weird things happen, and it's nothing bad. It's just sounds. You get touched. It's okay. And so I notice when I'm doing the video or if I'm trying to sleep at night, I will either hear them or I'll see them. And when it happens, it just creeps me out, which means I'm not going to sleep tonight again. But it's okay. So back to the message of this video, okay? Instead of you seeing that they don't love you, that maybe there's something wrong with you, see it for what it really is. It's not meant to be. It's not in the cards. And when we say it's not in the cards, it means it's not in your future, and it's because you're being protected. One of the things that I love about my spirit guides is they protect me. And they protect you. Okay, and I want you to know that, because the reason I want you to know that, and I'm sorry, my hair is still kind of wet, and I don't want to go to bed with that wet hair. I'm about to go to bed right now. Oh my gosh, look how bad I look. Oh my god, I look Sorry, you guys. But I want you to understand that just because someone doesn't love you back doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means that they can't see how beautiful you are. And that means that they failed the test. Sometimes we are put in a situation with somebody and we're there to learn a lesson. And we get good karma or bad karma depending upon how we handle the situation. It's hard, right? It's hard to be with somebody you really care about and they're off with somebody else doing things, and you're thinking to yourself, why not me? What did I do to deserve this? You didn't do anything. And if you did, one of the things that I see is women come out and they have to say their piece, you know. And your piece is not what's important. What's important is you walk away. You walk away from those that cannot love you. That is the best advice I can ever give to you. One of the biggest mistakes you can ever make is to chase after somebody who's dating somebody else. I just heard somebody at the door. Someone just tried to open the door. I can never get through any of these videos. It's so hard these days. And no one's there, you guys. Just so you know. No one's there at the door. If there's somebody there, they would have knocked. Well, I hope they don't knock. Because I've actually had people knock and there's no one there. So, it creeps me out. And it's late. It's 9:23 p.m. and technically it's almost bedtime for me, and I'm already going to have a hard enough time sleeping. I don't need anything else. I lit a karma incense for a reason, okay? So here's what I want you guys to do. Is instead of you focusing on what you don't have, start looking at what you do have. What do you have right now? Okay, I've got a little kitty. That's Liliana, see? I love her to pieces. She's a little stinker at times. She can get kind of out of control when she's tearing my things up. Paper towels, toilet paper. She literally got into my toilet paper cabinet one day and completely shredded like 15 toilet paper rolls. I just bought 40. I bought the big old box at Sam's Club, and she went in there and she tore into 15 rows. When I got down to those last 15 rows, my son and I were having to piece things together just so we can use it because I wasn't going to waste it. Things are too expensive right now to waste, and she literally did that. It was just like, and she kind of, when she came out, she kind of looked at me like, I don't know what happened. It just exploded, and I just didn't do anything. You know, that was the look she had on her face. Like she didn't know what happened, and I was like, I thought to myself, I should grab my camera, took a picture of her, because the look on her face was just hilarious. It was kind of hard to get mad at her. I don't get mad at them too much. They've torn up my cards, and especially this one right here. And my other one, Bridget, she's sleeping underneath the chair right now. She starts trying to get me into bed by 9, so she's kind of giving up right now for a few minutes. But I just wanted to cover this part of the information for you because it's so important for you to understand that just because somebody doesn't want you doesn't mean that you're defective. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. One of the worst things you could do is to go after someone who doesn't love you back. And if you're with somebody and they decide to move on to the next person, that's them, not you. Okay? To put it into context, it was 23 years ago. I was married to my son's father. my son was 3, and my ex-husband felt like he was entitled to anybody he wanted. I got tired of it. So my son's 3. I think I was 26 at the time. Gave him 30 minutes, packed up, and kicked him out. Got a divorce. He has been, for the last 23 years, 24 years. How old is my son now? I think he's 27 now. He tries to come back. No, that door's closed because he couldn't respect me. Sorry, just talking. He couldn't respect me the way I deserved. I refuse to be with somebody who cannot respect me. I'm sorry. And it's not because I'm being mean or picky, but I deserve to be loved for who I am. Okay? We all have flaws. And if somebody can't accept you for yours, especially when they sit there and they put you down constantly, don't do it. Don't even fall for it. I've been there. See, what was the other one? There was a ex-boyfriend that I dated after my ex-husband. Dated somebody for 8 months. He made my life hell. And he told me at the first date that if I ever broke it off with him, he would see to it that he would get my mother thrown in jail. He would help my ex-husband get custody of my son. And he would make sure that I would get fired from my job. And so I became scared, terrified of him because I didn't want to be with him. And so I spent 8 months trying to keep this guy from causing me to lose everything. And I still lost everything. In reality, what I wish I would have done is I wish I would have just got a restraining order against him. Told him, not going to happen. You're not going to touch my son. You're not going to touch my mother. And you're not going to touch my job. There are people out there that go after what is important to you. That's why it's so important just to walk away. I mean, and there's something in your gut that tells you that this isn't going to work. This isn't going to last. Why waste your time on someone who doesn't even love you, who just wants to control you or wants your money? Not worth it. I have come across some men who want to control me, wanted to gain control over whatever money I make. Not going to happen. I'd rather be alone than to be with somebody who can't love me. And I suggest you do the same. Stop going after people who don't care. And I got news for you. If somebody says no, and you're going through revenge, okay, you're saying bad things about them, even if it's the truth, you're talking about them, you're sharing information you shouldn't be, or you're trying to break them up from whoever they're with, that's bad karma. Do you really want that karma? No. You don't. Okay? It's so important that you say thank you and walk away. Because at the end of the day, it's their loss. Because they didn't get the chance to get to know you the way that they should have. If you've got issues and you know about it, do something about it. Fix it. Okay? We're not perfect. None of us are. I don't care how many meditations you do or, how many therapists you see or how much you try. You're going to make a mistake, and that's normal. Okay? I'm just telling you based on experience. So lately, let's see, when was this? It was 2018, because I literally just stay away from people right now. I don't want to be bothered. Not in person, and it's nothing personal, but it's just until I know I can trust someone. I'm not gonna date him. A coworker developed feelings for me, proceeded to like hang out at my desk. He would stand behind me, and I was a paralegal at the time at the company, and he would give me these, I don't know what kind of eyes I would call them, but he would stare at me, and it was creepy. And it was a creepy stare. It wasn't one of those things where he's just trying to tell me how he feels. I already knew how he felt. I already told him no. I'm not interested. And that's because I just barely moved here. I was still trying to get to know the place. I literally hadn't even lived in Tucson a year yet. And he's trying to get it on. I'm not interested. And I said, you know what? I said, it's not going to happen, okay? And instead of him going off and finding someone else, he decided to start trying to sabotage my career, trying to put me as a bad paralegal. He, at one point, closed one of my cases that had a trial pending, caused the attorney to get fines because he screwed up. He claims he screwed up, but he didn't. It was intentional. Shortly after that, I left that job and they fired him because he's just too revengeful, and and he's too vengeful. Vengeful? I'm not even sure. I think it's vengeful. Sorry, I can't speak today. He got his karma. He lost his job. He tried to sabotage my career. He lost his job. I don't want to say I celebrated, but it was kind of a relief to know that they got rid of him, because he was a little bit creepy, and that's the best word I can use right now. So I want you to understand that when I rejected him, it wasn't because I didn't see him as being worthy of my attention. It's because it wasn't the right time for me. Okay? I do reject people when I'm not ready. Nothing personal, but if I'm not mentally right, if there's something going on that I'm having to deal with, I'm not going to date somebody. Period. And it's just not going to happen. Somebody just messaged me right now. So, there's something I want you to understand, is that not everybody's meant for you. That's okay. Not everybody's going to treat you the way that you treat them. That's okay. Life is not easy, and it's painful, it's messy, and it's hard. And that's okay. Let's face it, if it was easy, I wouldn't have these creases of all that time. I was like, oh. I've, how old am I now? Oh my gosh, I'm 48. That's my age. Forgive me. I'm 48 years old. And I have no interest in dating. I mean, I just don't care anymore. I just don't, there's no interest there. Because I'm just done. I'm done dealing with people who cannot speak the truth. I have certain standards. They're not high. But if I don't, until I meet somebody who is ready to be an actual man and not a little boy who wants to run around with all the other girls, I'm not interested. So with that being said, you need to figure out what's okay for you and what's not. Okay? It's not about, and trust me, I'm 40 years old. The pool's thin. I mean, you'd think I would just find whoever wanted me and just go for it, but just kind of content with being on my own. And I don't have to have a relationship to be happy. I am content with who I am. Okay? And a lot of it has to do with me finding myself. And I found myself when I was 30. After I got into that relationship with that one guy who threatened to take my son and my mother and my job away from me, I took time away from everybody. I shut everybody out and I decided, who am I? Because I had so many people around me saying all these bad things about me that wasn't even true. All because I couldn't stand up for myself. And I'm just going to kind of put that out there. If you got people talking bad about others, you might want to question if what those people are saying about you. Okay? When I have friends who sit there and talk bad about people, I'm no longer their friend. Okay? I'll walk away from them. Because that proves to me they have no standards. That proves to me they have no boundaries. And that proves to me that they're not a friend. Because a real friend does not talk bad about each other. They support each other. I have some good friends. People that I know I can turn to and trust. People that I know if I was to ever need anything, they're there. Okay? Same way with my family. Now, families are a little bit more of a messier detail, and we're not going to get into that because there's nothing to do about it. You can't change your family, but you can love them for who they are and accept them. Because sometimes one of the biggest mistakes we make with relationships and family is we have expectations of people. And at some point in time when you have expectations, you're disappointed. And when you expect someone to treat you a certain way, you're going to be disappointed, hands down. You have to go into life with no expectations. Be surprised. You might be shocked. Okay? The minute you let go and allow life to go, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that if you get an opportunity, you don't do anything about it, okay? I'm talking about if there's something you want, set your standards high, okay? If you want to start a new career and you're like, you know what? I really want to start my new career. I really want to do this. I'm going to go to college. And then you sit there at home and you don't go to college, okay? That's not doing anything. That's failing at life. But if there's something that you want to do, go out and do it, okay? And if it doesn't work out, be ready for change. Because they've been giving me so many dreams, you guys. I get a lot of spiritual dreams. And I don't know how to even explain it, but I want to tell you about this one dream I had, because I always ask for dreams. You can't ask your spirit guides for dreams. You don't have to do a meditation, okay? You can ask them for a dream to tell you about what's going to happen here, or what's going to happen in my life. And it's going to be a metaphoric dream. It's not going to be something where they're going to show you exactly how everything's going to happen. I do have prophetic dreams. My dreams have come true. But it's not like where I could see everything. I get little, like, one of the dreams I had was I was working at this one law firm. And I had a dream that I was in this office working with a tree to the right-hand side. Lo and behold, I get a job as a paralegal working in a law firm with a tree next to me. It was that office. Okay? And I also remember being laid off at that job. So I realized, and then that's where I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh. Uh-oh. It's not going to end well for me. It's not going to be pretty, and it wasn't. I did lose my job. I did get laid off there. But, and people say it's my Scorpio moon. I am a Scorpio. I have Scorpio as a moon. My moon is a Scorpio. I can't even think right now. I'm sorry, you guys. I was hoping this instance would help me think clearly. But these dreams that I've had, it tells me I'm not supposed to focus on tarot cards. And I'm supposed to share knowledge and wisdom. But I love tarot cards. Anyways, and it's not like I really need tarot cards to do readings anyways. I can pretty much see things without them. And they're more for the people than they are for me, to be honest with you. I don't read them. And that's the weird thing, is I don't read the cards. I read the energy. It's different. I channel. Everything's channeled, by the way. And I just hit the microphone. And I'm hoping this microphone's working because I got it. And it had a lot of good reviews, so I hope it works. The whole purpose of this is you have to understand life is about spiritual awakening. Life is about growth, spiritually growing. And sometimes we're going to interact with people because there's a lesson we're supposed to learn with them. And there's a lesson and a test in everything you do in life. You know, and these are the major obstacles of life. I mean, it's more than just traffic jams. Life is not about traffic jams. Life is not about clothing or how your hair looks. Even I have a lot of gray. Look at how much gray I have. I'm so old. Life is about acceptance. Life is knowing that everything that you have can be taken from you if you're not careful. Forgive me, I just hit the microphone again. If you don't love it and appreciate why you have it, you're not going to keep it. Okay? And it's not a threat. It's a promise. Because one of the things that I do with my spirit guides, when I meet somebody or I get to know somebody, I ask them, can you please shed some light on this person for me? And lo and behold, this person will start acting out of character, and I realize that that mask was removed. It's too often people sit there with this mask on and they pretend to be this great person, or they pretend to be your friend. And I do have people who love to pretend to be my friend just to get free advice, free readings. And when I get those people and I pick up on it, and I usually pick up on it rather quickly, I don't do it. Okay? I set standards. Nothing personal, but I'm not going to be used. And there are people out there that will use you. And that's just the truth of it. It's nothing personal. It's because you have something that they don't have. But those are usually the ones that, the users are usually the ones that refuse to do the work that you do every day. Okay? But one of the things I want you to work on is when someone does something bad to you, I really want you to, instead of seeking revenge or seeking justice, to walk away. I want you to take that anger and that hurt and put it into something constructive and change it. You can transmute something bad into something positive. My divorce, I went to school to become a paralegal. And granted, I'm not paralegal anymore. I got out of that after 20 years. Mostly because I got tired of the BS. And it's just not for me. You have to be into politics, and I don't do politics. And even the company I'm at right now, I see a lot of the younger generation kissing butt, and I don't kiss butt. I work hard. There's a difference with me. My work is more important to me than me trying to be smooth with the bosses. It's all about me making sure that I'm dedicated to what I'm being paid to do. And I see it, these young 19, 20-year-olds, they're, I don't know, I didn't mean to go off tangent here. You guys, look at this. This is because I had burned incense when I was working on Friday. I put my cup, I had my cup here, and I put it on top of there, and I went to go move it because my cat was going to jump up on there. I like this, and I got this. I'll change it. I didn't want to change it because I'll be changing my PJs pretty soon. So life is so important for you to understand, and I think I'm going to start having more and more of these videos of me talking to you. And I'm also going to be doing other readings as well. I mean, I'll do general readings, but I think it's just so important that you understand that it's time to start healing yourself. It's time you start seeing how beautiful you are. Our faces, it's not a reflection of our soul. Okay? Just as, and my cat is hitting me right now. Can we not do this? Not right now. Did you want to come up here? No? Okay. So that being said, I really want you to focus more on you. Stop focusing on other people, because that's one of the biggest mistakes you make. Successful people aren't focusing on what other people are doing. They're focusing on themselves. So if you want to be successful, focus on you. Okay? I have this same reading every time with a lot of different people. I don't even know how many readings I do throughout the month. I just do a lot of them. It's the same thing. They're focusing on somebody else. I don't care what other people do. My focus is what I have to get done. I have a calendar that I type in. Do the dishes, because I forget. I'm really bad. I get sidetracked. It's like I'll go do the dishes, and it's like I'm sitting there thinking, like, I should write this in my journal. It's like I go and write my journal, and then I'm like, oh man, I gotta do this posting real fast. And I go do that posting real fast, and then it's like 9, 10 o'clock later, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I realize, oops, I had to do the dishes. I have to go do the dishes now. And then I go do the dishes. I walk into the kitchen and forget why I was there, get some water, and go to bed. I'm bad at that. I am so bad at that. It's one of the reasons I started using my alarm, because now my alarm goes off as to what needs to be done. I just forget. I get sidetracked. It's like I have so many different things going on in my head. And sometimes I just kind of go more in automatic, I guess you could say, because it's like I was just like all of a sudden get into the car and it's like, where am I going? Oh, shoot, what was I supposed to do right now? And I'm sitting there at the light thinking to myself, why did I get in the car? I hate getting old. This is the fact. This is what life really is. When you get old, you forget. And I had a really good memory when I was younger. I don't have that memory anymore. I do remember things, by the way, but I just feel like my memory has taken a hit. I do play like these crossword things. I love crossword puzzles. I try to keep my brain active because I'm not illegal anymore. And so I'm no longer thinking things through. I'm just start orders over the phone for an electric company. Anyway, so I am hoping that right now my videos have not been being watched very much. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I had to take some time off because my computer broke. My Twitter's fine though. That's where I get most of my readings at, is on Twitter. So to be real with you guys, it's so important that instead of you seeing things as unfair, see it as protection. Because that's exactly what it is. Can't tell you how many times I didn't get what I wanted. And the reason why came out. Okay, I found out that, you know, I left one job and the attorney got in trouble with the feds. I left another job and they got in trouble with the feds, you know. And what I had nothing to do with me. It's what they did after I left, so I'm not part of it. But if I hadn't left when I did, I would have been a part of that. Okay? Part of the reason why I don't want to be illegal anymore. I just want you to understand life is not fair. It is hard. You have to stand on your own 2 feet. Regardless. It's not about makeup. It's not about clothes. It's not about money. Ouch. Sorry, the cat's scratching me right now. Life is about acceptance. I hope this video makes sense because my brain and the way I scattered all around, it scares me that I might have to record this, but I really don't want to. So I'm hoping you guys make sense of it, okay? I'm gonna do another video when I get a message. And I get a lot of them. I just put them in my journal, move on. But I'm now starting to realize this is what I was supposed to be doing all along. Okay, guys. You guys have a good time. And it is Labor Day, so happy Labor Day, and I hope you guys had a nice 3-day weekend for those of you that were off. And for those of you that had to work, sorry. You guys take care. Bye.